When I ask my mom, can I have, she go ask your father. I go ask my father. He says, well, ask your mother because I pay child support. And so we've later had conversations, and my father said, because I knew your mother she was gonna handle it. I didn't have to. So my father was able to play chicken with his responsibilities for me because he knew that my mother was always going to show up and take care. And he did the same thing with my brothers. I have two little brothers, and he did the same thing, and he was inconsistent in their lives. And now, as we Monday morning quarterback, he says, well, and as my father was giving me advice for how to deal with my ex-husband, he said, listen, when it got to be too much and all that craziness, I just walked away. I said, yeah, but when you walked away, you dropped me. And he said, no, I didn't. I made sure that grandma was over there taking care of you, which put something completely different on the relationship that I knew with my grandmother, because it caused me to go, were you only over here because daddy sent you? And then I can recognize times, and I know that my grandmother loves me to smithereens. I know that. And so my mother, having difficulty in her relationship with her own mother, found safety in my father's mother, and they were two peas in a pod. It was my grandmother and my mother that raised me. That's what it was. My mother was the disciplinarian, and she was the one that worked, and my grandma was the nurturer. And she was my soft place. She was my safe place. So to have my father tell me, well, I sent my mother over there, made me call into question why she was over here. And then I can recall times when somebody needed to choose between right and wrong and hold my dad accountable for his wrong, and he did not. And she sided with my dad.